Shuli, go ahead. You're on the air.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey.
Hey, man, I saw the E-show last night. Artie sitting next to Dana. It looked like a kidnapping. You guys should run an Amber Alert underneath that picture. And Vinnie was so disturbing in that suit.
Yeah.
He looked like a clarinet player or something from a bar mitzvah band.
You know what was funny about Vinny? The way he said, the way he first announced the game, let's play the Nearlywed Game. And he was waiting for an applause and just nothing happened.
The whole time he was yelling,
There was an audience there, so let's play the Nearlywed Game.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
I got this quick game for you. I just came up with. It's called Keep Your Mouth Shut.
Okay.
I give you two chicks. Out of these two chicks, who do you think will keep their mouth shut if you bang them?
All right, go ahead.
All right, Pam Anderson or Carmen Electra?
Well, I've had Carmen on the show a bunch of times, and she talks about everybody and talks about everything. That's why she's a great guest. Pam.
But who's Pam keeping a secret?
No, she's not either. She's pretty open about I'm going to say Carmen Electra will keep her mouth shut.
Okay. What about Rebecca Romaine Stamos or Devin DeVasquez?
Oh, Rebecca.
You sure?
Yeah, Devin's on the... when Devin does the show, she comes in with a list of who she's banged.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
What about Ashley Judd or Tyra Banks?
I think Ashley Judd's a cool chick. That's my impression. Tyra Banks would probably talk.
All right, now let's have some fun. Mary Delabate or Dana Lang?
I think...
Mary's going to be the more quiet one.
I think Mary Delabate basically doesn't talk to anyone.
So you're pretty sure she'll keep her mouth shut.
You know, the show wives are very interesting. Fred's wife, oddly enough, is outgoing because Fred's such an introvert, and it works out well. And Gary's the little girl, Yenta, who talks and talks and talks. His wife is very quiet.
Yeah.
I don't think his wife's ever said more than 5 words to me. And I don't know if it's because Gary's always standing next to her. Gary loves to talk. Gary will barge in here and stop everyone from talking.
Oh, it's hard to get a word in.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
And you're pretty good at
Baba Booey.
Robin, I gotta say one thing. As big a mouth as I am, you are barrel in there as well.
Oh, please, I have to get through you.
Robin, you know what? I was just talking the other day. Howard and I are in the middle of a conversation about work, and you come and jam a magazine right in front of his face and interrupt what we're talking about.
Because you won't stop, and I have work to do.
No, I'm doing work, and you're sticking magazines in his face.
Oh, what does he do with those magazines? It never comes up on the air, you dope.
No, it's fine. Just wait your turn.
Be quiet. Wait your turn. There's never a turn with you.
Gary, there is never a turn with you.
He doesn't even realize what he's like.
I know.
No, it's not true. I realize I talk a lot, but also even some of the other guys have been in there when I've been, like, pitching stuff to Howard, and you just, like, barrel on through.
Gary, I don't even come in there most of the time. I come in once or twice. I have to get it done. Oh, be quiet. Just be quiet, because you're stupid.
Get him,
Being
Rob.
stupid.
Go back with that guy who doesn't know who you are.
You're
Go
being stupid.
Go back with the
You
guy who
don't
doesn't
know
a thing
you.
about
At least I know me. You don't know you. God.
I think it's all very obvious you don't know you
Oh,
either.
please.
I love this show so much.
He's such a nutcase. He stands in there and filibusters day in and day out. If you have one thing to say to Howard, you have to break through.
Oh,
Tell the truth.
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Howard. You can't tell the truth.
I told the truth.
You know, the truth, Robin, is that...
Oh, be quiet, Gary.
I won't say anything. You filibuster.
What is the truth, Gary?
The truth is that on
How
most
often,
of the shows...
first of all, how often am I in there? How often am I in there?
Gary's coming in. Hold on a second.
It's going to be a battle.
This might be good.
Yeah.
He's so crazy.
The truth is...
Here's the truth. All joking aside, on most other shows, right, you're the host and I'm the producer.
Right.
There's some time where you get to talk. They would sit down in a room and say, or with a bunch of people say, this is what we're going to do. I have a limited amount of time that I could talk to you about guest stuff. Correct?
Okay.
You don't want to be bothered first thing in the morning.
Right.
You don't want to. You rather not be bothered till after the last.
I
guest
want
is left.
all my work to take place during the show.
Right. But you don't want But you don't want to be bothered till after the last guest is left.
Right.
So now that leaves me. Lately, the way the show's been running, around 2, maybe 3 breaks that I get to talk to you about what we want to do on the show. Important stuff. Then
No. What's funny about you is that you don't see is that, let's say Robin wants to say something to me real quick. You you will keep talking and you will actually begin the conversation as you walk through the door.
And you
No, I
body
got you.
block as
I got
well.
you.
Right.
But understand that I'm sitting there with a whole list of things to talk to you about that are show
No,
related.
I know you have a lot to get done, but other people have stuff to. But that stuff show related too, isn't it? The magazine.
Well, no, sometimes it isn't.
Oh, all right.
That's
sometimes it isn't show related.
You know what, Gary? You're really not seeing things. I come
No,
in there.
sometimes it
How
is,
many times
sometimes
do
it
I come
isn't.
in there during the day?
2 or 3.
Howard? 2 or 3, not even. Most days I come in twice.
I mean, it's funny. She goose on
All
me
right?
that I come in.
Excuse me,
wait a
Gary,
second.
I'm
She
trying
goose on
to
me that
talk.
I walk through the door.
Second
Robin
of all,
comes in waving
I
a
know
magazine.
That Gary,
no matter who's talking, she
I know
goes.
that Gary is talking to you about show stuff. Sometimes I stand there how long and wait for him to take a breath.
Sometimes the whole break.
And then I leave. A lot of times he doesn't even see me standing there.
And sometimes I do the same with you, Robin.
Oh, you're a crackpot, Gary.
I'm not a crackpot.
You're on crack, maybe. I don't know what your problem is, but that's not happening.
I actually don't have a problem.
It's not happening. What you're saying is not happening. You get a free shot at Howard every break. As soon as the mics close, you walk through the door talking.
My God, you would think that I didn't produce the show. You would think that I was some outside
It's not
listener.
about
No,
that.
but actually-
A lot of times you also start a conversation that's not about work, and that goes on forever, too.
And Robin, sometimes so do you. Sometimes you come in to chat about stuff.
It's very rare, Gary.
A lot of
Most
the-
of the time, I don't even know what you people are doing with your lives because we never talk about it.
That's right. A lot of times, when people even talk about their family life and stuff, it ends up on the show. So
No, I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah.
you. But I also think that if I'm saying, hey, so-and-so wants to come in on Monday, what do you think?
all right, but that's not any less important or more important than what Robin is saying.
Well, it is in some
And
respects
I
because
don't stay in
you're
there
on
the
we're on a
entire
deadline.
break, Gary. The thing you forget is
I turned
come
her
in,
out, which Mr. X
interrupt
apparently
for a
hasn't been able to do
second,
yet.
and then leave and let you have your forum.
What
again.
happens is sometimes
but
we're
you
on a-
think I stay in there. If you get interrupted, you think I ended your whole conversation.
Luckily, she's like a gnat. I could just brush her away.
Isn't it fair to say that there's limited time for us all to talk and that
Absolutely.
at times we step on one another?
Absolutely.
All right. Leave it at that. Leave it at that.
Oh, that went well.
No, I know, but Robin has now just made me out to be some sort of a, like
Yes,
a, like
you
a,
are.
like a Himmler
You are.
conversation, some
You
sort of
are.
Nazi.
You're the Nazi of conversation.
So Gary does conduct.
And what I'm saying is,
Gary does conduct during the break the agenda, and sometimes he takes over the.
no, what I'm saying is I recognize that. No, Howard, what I'm saying is I recognize that. But for Robin to sit there and act like she's
please.
completely innocent is ridiculous.
All right, listen.
I'm not
My
even in
point.
most of these conversations. He doesn't even know it.
My point is.
Maybe your point is maybe you should just be a tiny bit more available to us, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, if we...
How would I be more available to you?
I don't know, maybe... No.
How can I be more available
Maybe,
to
like,
you?
if after the show we had, like, 5 minutes...
Maybe after. Here's what we ought to do.
Like,
You call me every day on the phone and discuss stuff with me. I told you that.
But-
after the show, my head is ringing from 5 hours of talking. I cannot think clearly.
I know, but sometimes you like the fact that we're all in here. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll say,
I
what
love
about
it.
What about a guest? And you'll say, well, I don't know. And then we also did discuss it.
All right. So then some of the stuff will be discussed in the group. You figure out what I should discuss in the group and what I can discuss privately with you.
Okay.
Hey, Howard, which
Yeah.
couple from the show you think has the most active sex life?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
I
hands
think
down.
we'd all agree.
I think it's more than all of us put together.
Yeah, I had sex last night.
Which couple has the least, do you think?
Well, I can't get a handle on what Robin and X are up to because I think during the week a lot they're not together.
Right.
You know it definitely slowed down after the newlywed.
But you see, they don't live together, so they still have sexual desire. I'm going to say Gary and his wife probably have the least amount of sex.
We're in the running.
Unless you count Gary's masturbation. John and Suzanne are pretty bad.
Gary, when's the last time you got some?
I think it was right before last Thursday night.
Let's see, what's today?
Today's Tuesday morning.
Well, that's not too bad.
But I was gone all weekend.
Right. Yeah, and you came back from the weekend, you didn't even have sex.
Oh, please. But I got back Sunday night. I wouldn't want to. I was too tired. I was
Right.
sex.
What happened last night?
I don't know what happened. I think it was a choice between banging me or watching 2 ERs, and we decided to go with 2 ERs.
It's pretty sad when you just, you know what? See, you know, I'm in the throes of love because, like, we were like, what's on TV tonight? I go, you are.
She was so beautiful.
Yeah.
In fact,
Show, man.
in fact, my big complaint now is that, my wife's in one of those book clubs,
Yeah.
which annoys the crap out of me now because I'll get into bed and she'll be reading a book. and it'll be
It's
like,
like an assignment?
well, yeah, and it'll be like, oh, book club's in 2 weeks. I got to finish this book. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
you know what, honey? It's not school.
And I go, you know what? I'm the book you should be finishing.
Right.
That's what I always say to her.
Yeah. On your book.
What is a book club? You read a book and then you go
And
talk
you talk
about
about it,
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
It's exclusively a girl thing because my buddy Pat, who's kind of like intellectual, you know, he went to Brown and all that stuff. He said he reads books. He goes, "You read books?" I go, "No." He goes, "If I gave you a book to read, do you think we could discuss it? There's nobody around anymore to discuss a book with." I said, "Listen, you're barking up the wrong tree." He says, "Here, take the book." He goes, "You're a smart guy. You read it, and we're going to talk about it." I said, "What is this, a book club, Pat?" He goes, "Well, call it what you want." He said, "But I'd like to discuss the book with you. It's a book I read. It's a very heavy thing, and you're probably the few guys in the gym who would actually understand it." I said, "You're overestimating me." I said, "Okay." People think as they make a good living, I'm smart, you know, and it's so silly. It's just, I'm an idiot. And I got to where I am being an idiot.
Don't those other people at the gym make a good living, too? He doesn't think they're smart.
Well, I was chosen. So I had this book. I had this book now for over 2 years sitting on my desk. Collecting dust. 2 years ago, he asked me this.
Started reading it?
I started the first page. I was bleary-eyed. I didn't know what they were talking about.
Is this a novel or is it...
Novel, and I hate novels. I mean, I'd rather read a true story. And then I brought it back to him a couple of months ago, and he had forgotten about it. I was tempted to just throw it in the garbage and, you know,
Right.
basically just so he forget about it. Then I brought up, "Oh, come on, why didn't you read it? We're going to discuss it." I said, "Forget it." But women will get together, read books, and it gives them.
talk about 'em.
They talk about the books.
Gary should join a book club. He seems like he could do that.
And Gary would love it.
They went to, my wife's book club went to like the local bookstore where the lady instructed them on how to conduct a book club.
Oy vey.
And I
That
was
is
like,
so
oh
gay.
my God. And she told them, you know, you're going to go all around the world. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, just read what you want and talk about it.
Gonna go all around the world,
I laughed.
inspiring them.
People used to read books 100 years ago because there was no such thing as
Yeah,
movies.
it was television.
Yeah, you got TV now. Someone does all the reading for you. They put some characters in
The
there.
whole world is in a movie club.
So, what book were they reading?
Oh my God, they read all that. You know, they read stuff that I couldn't even deal with. You know, it's a lot of that Oprah type crap. One book, the whole book took place in India. And it was about a woman in India and her children, and they all died. I'm like, who cares about India?
Yeah, India's
Gary,
depressing. Robert went there, hightailed it right out of there.
24 hours was all I could say.
Any guys in the club? There's always some homo husband who joins.
No.
Well, in Oprah, on the TV show, they always had one guy sitting there, which always looked really funny.
So,
And you know, can I just tell you one thing? They had the book club at my house about 4 months ago, and no joke. You know, first I thought, all right, they'll do the book club, it'll be fine. I shut the door as tight as I could. I couldn't get to sleep. They were cackling until well after 11:30. I had the TV cranked. I mean, they were laughing and yelling, and I was like, oh my
The book
God.
club is fun.
It's like, guys, I was going to read that book we were supposed to read, but I realized there was a rerun of The Munsters on
do you think that, first of all, I have two questions about the book club. Do you think that when the cackling and everything's going on, do you think they discuss the book for like a half hour and then they get into other crap?
It depends. I've asked my wife about it. It depends on the book.
Right.
Because there's times where the book club is really no more than a reason for 20 chicks to go eat at a restaurant.
Is there a leader in the book club?
I think that's what the lady at the bookstore was telling them, like telling them there's a format for a book club and there needs to be a bit of a leader and all that.
Because otherwise it'll disintegrate into just gossip and talking about the neighborhood or whatever.
I know that the night that they were at my house, they actually really liked the book, and my wife was shocked, as they all were, that they actually talked about the book almost the whole night.
So when they were cackling and stuff, they were probably talking about their husbands and the kids and everything else.
I don't know. I mean, it was just, I'm telling you, it was screechy.
What happens if a member doesn't read the book? Do they have to come in and go, "I didn't read the book"? Or
do you just not come to the
You know,
meeting?
I didn't-
are you
never-
allowed to come?
I never asked her.
Boy, I want to interview her.
They tear up their membership card.
They get paddled. It's really hot. The leader takes the one chick, pulls down her panties, and starts paddling her sexually.
Already the book club is demented.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, the book club.
I got a feeling it's like, did you read that book? Yeah, it was great. You see how fat Janet got?
But it's weird because my wife always does seem rushed. Book club's in a week, and I've got 100 pages. I got to rush to finish this book.
The thing with your wife is, and it's not even a criticism necessarily, but I've just never had a conversation with her.
Well, first of all, she is quiet.
Yeah.
And second of all, I think that, probably based on things I said before she first met you, I really drummed it into her head, like, don't do anything stupid in front of Howard. So I think she'd rather just not talk than talk at all.
Does she talk to you, Robin?
Not really.
Yeah. I always thought she was snobby.
No, I don't get that. She's just incredibly quiet.
I don't know. I don't. She probably talks around some people.
Well, you know, I have heard about dinner parties and so forth that they go on, and everybody tells me she's really funny.
Yeah, she does talk, and
But not to me.
she's very funny. Like,
What do you have to do, though? Like, really spend some time with her
No,
before
John
she
just-
starts opening up?
John sits down and makes fun of me, and then Mary joins in, and John thinks that's funny.
Mary joins in?
Sometimes.
See, I don't like that.
Probably
but you
why
The
all
only
the women
person
are
who shouldn't
laughing.
make fun of you is your wife.
Yeah, but she makes obvious jokes that we already joke about, like Gary talking a lot. She'll be like, "Well, John, I'm trying to get a word in here," you know, what I mean? Like stuff like that. You know, but it's very, you know.
Everybody's making jokes.
Yeah.
No, but it's like a newlywed game. Like Gary will be talking, and then she'll be saying, like, she'll roll her eyes.
Fred's wife is real warm and like
Yes.
a real nice loving person, but it's weird. I think Fred keeps her from us. I can't figure out what's going on there. Like, I don't know. There's something
See, you
weird.
really have to court Fred. You don't court Fred.
I'm sorry. What?
Who's feeding your head?
No. This is just my own theory. I'm like,
It's a goofy theory.
Uh-oh.
yeah, but I think your wife would like to socialize more with people on the show, but you don't.
Really helps, Shuli.
Sorry.
You know what,
I don't want to even talk about
John-
it.
No, because I actually ask Fred and his wife to do things, and we get together.
Oh. Yeah, but how do you get together with the wife without Fred is what the
Oh,
problem
you
is.
can't do that.
John had a funny thing that happened when he asked. I guess when they asked Fred and Allison to come to John's surprise party, Allison said, "You know, listen, I can't make it because I'm really, really pregnant. You know, Fred's Fred."
Right.
No, she said to Suzanne, she goes, "Yeah, you know, I'm really pregnant. It's gonna be hard for me to go." And you know, Fred.
No, we don't. Actually.
Hey,
All right.
Gary.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, how many times a day, or let's say in a week, do you think, for like a split second, man, remember when I was single? How many times do you go through that?
Not as many as Howard would have you believe.
But it does happen.
Why are you attacking me? Guy,
I'm
ask me
not
a
attacking
question.
you. I'm not attacking you. I just think he's got that thought based on things you say.
I got to
Why don't you answer the question? How many times a day do you think about that?
I wouldn't say it's times a day. I think a couple times in a week. You know, when you see a hot chick, the thought goes through your mind. There's no doubt.
You're not being real.
No, I am being real.
Okay, that's all right.
I'll
but
be
I don't
honest,
say-
anytime
I
I see a
understand.
hot chick, it goes through my head.
Not to mention he's got a house full of women cackling all night.
Yeah. That he's financing.
Yeah. I got to go around the world.
Every time he sees a hot chick, he wonders if she's in a book club.
Hey, Howard, I just want to thank you guys. It's my birthday today, and I just want to thank you guys for making this last year awesome for me, letting me come on the show and everything. And
Are you all right?
Is this your last year?
My
What's
last
going
year,
on?
you guys, I don't want to, it's really been a good time.
hey, Fred, what's your biggest fear about being a dad?
That I have a kid like you. Those radio shows, and hey, let me play a game with you.
All right. Thank you.
Later.
We'll take a break and we'll be right back.